What happened with Nigel Farage? Because I know you were a big supporter of him. You were sharing Reform. You'd put all your supporters onto him. What happened? Because then he went online and says he had no connection with you or some shit like that.
Well, no, it's worse than that. I wouldn't mind if he had no connection. I don't ask Nigel Farage to support me at all. What I want him to do is stop lying about me. Stop kicking us when we're down. Stop tarring us as far right. Nigel Farage has been tarred as far right. He's been tarred as a racist. So he knows what it's like when you're falsely accused of something. And then he goes and kicks the boot and does the same to us. But not just to us, to anyone in his party that speaks up for us. They're removed from seats. They're told that they can't stand in election seats if they speak publicly about Tommy Robinson. Where's your issue on freedom of speech? He has a policy where the IRA, ex-members of the IRA can join Reform, yeah? Ex-Islamic terrorists can join Reform. If you've been associated with the English Defence League, you can't. Really, Nigel? What was wrong with what the English Defence League said then? Because the English Defence League were tarred and attacked the entire time I led it. The entire time I led it, the Metropolitan Police Force have a national extremism unit that brands organisations like the BNP, like different groups. The entire time I led the English Defence League, it was branded by the police experts as a centrist organisation. It was never a far-right organisation. It had a Jewish division, a lesbian and gay division, a Sikh division, a Hindu division. Does it sound very far-right? It's not far-right, and it wasn't far-right, because the media continually told the public, it's like they just lie and lie and lie, and then it becomes a matter of fact. And then wouldn't have expected Nigel, after the attacks he's been under, to do exactly the same. To toe the establishment line. And I've in the last election, didn't want to be accused of dividing the vote. Yeah, people saw Reform as the best option there was. So I told people, they still are the best option there is. So, but every populist party in Europe, so Geert Wilders has got to power. He stood and said he would ban the Quran. He stood and said he would have mass deportations. He didn't toe a politically correct line. The Austrian leader that just got elected and won the election 2 weeks ago said mass deportations are coming, remigration. You're going back. Yeah, you're not welcome here anymore. Many of you. Okay, I'm not saying everyone, but criminals, people who are on the terror watch list, we have 40,000 on the terror watch list, they've got to go. Get rid of them. They've got dual nationality. They're from Pakistan. We can't even get rid of the men that have groomed and raped. The Rochdale rapists who were told they would be deported, none of them have been deported. They're bumping into the victims in Asda. It's a joke. Salvini won the Italian elections. Le Pen, none of them have been all of them have been fearless. Nigel, I think, doesn't shift the Overton window at all. He waits for the Overton window to shift by people like us or activists like us, and then he joins the bandwagon.
Well, there you go. When the Overton window changes, then Nigel Farage busted in. If you look at the UKIP days, he never used to talk about half the things he talks about now. But because of other people, like Tommy says there, he talks about it now because other people are talking about it and the news starts talking about it. And that is Nigel Farage. That's what it's been like, because he was never like that in UKIP. Never like that. He would never hardly even mention Islam when he first started UKIP because he knew, you know what I mean? But when the Overton window turns and the public are talking about these things, then Nigel Farage comes in. So why did he hate Tommy Robinson? I don't think they hate him. I just think that Reform are politically correct. I talk about this a lot, and they are politically correct. And, you know, over the past couple of years, I've talked to many Reform members. I've talked to candidates who've been in the general election this year. But I can't say their names because they'll get cancelled. If you look at the flyer, a Reform candidate was suspended for sharing a live stream on St. George's Day. So on St. George's Day, I would expect there'd be thousands of live streams going on. And this guy, through the official Reform account of that area, Derbyshire, he shared a stream which happened to be my mate Darren Edmondson's. And Darren would have been filming Maya 2C, he filmed, he would have had shots of Tommy. Darren has been linked to Pierre. So the Good Law Project, the Grasses at the Good Law Project, we'll complain, we'll tell them. And I did talk to a member of Parliament, actually, candidate of Reform. And it's one of the things I said about cancel culture. And I've got to give him due. he was what he said to me was that, well, you know, if we don't, the left and the media are going to go on us, and I get that, and I really do get that. But the politically correct, I don't think they hate Tommy. I just think they're politically correct, and because Tommy speaks on some really questionable things that they don't want to get involved in it, and it is ridiculous. One of the biggest things, actually, with any party, and especially with reform, is silencing people who talk about other things. I don't silence anybody who talks about Tommy Robinson. I don't. I've got lots of mates, good friends, long-time friends who support Tommy Robinson, but I don't start mithering at them. Oh, I don't support him. You shouldn't support him like this. You shouldn't. I don't say that to any of them. And in the particular case of him getting done in court over Jamal, I went to Kirklees and I talked to the local residents at Kirklees. The council's paid 250 grand in total to silence people so they don't speak out, because that Jamal was a bully. He'd been an awful person at that school all the while he'd been there. Tommy's got it on record. If you watched his silence documentary, it's all on there. So I don't think they hate Tommy Robinson. I just think that reform are politically correct. John Lawrence, National Housing Party. Please like and subscribe. Follow me. I'm going to be doing regular videos, hopefully on a daily basis, and we'll see where we're going. I am in London on the 20th January to cover the Ricky Jones case, who I'm expecting to get at least 5 years jail time minimum, if not longer, for saying that he wants to cut people's throats. John Lawrence, National Housing Party. Thank you.